Has games lost their soul? Or are we just older and our focus is less on them? And I mean, you have to honestly wait a year to actually enjoy a release nowadays. Millions of updates later, we can't even get a physical copy with an instructional booklet. Now remember when Doom came out and was released, that was actually a big deal, from the PC to the console. And we really don't have great advertisement, you know, like we did back in the day. The element of surprise is such a thing of, you know, since YouTube and since social media is not as the same as it was back in the day. And so all we got was like a screenshot in a GamePro magazine, or reading the back of a cereal box, or looking at the Fingerhut and JCPenney catalog around Christmas time. And other reason I think gaming doesn't just feel the same, in my opinion, is oversaturated with people trying to grind out characters, and in sports games trying to get your character a 99% overall. In the NBA's newer 2K games, I mean, hell, all the money you spent on VC, you actually should be 100%, man. And so the problem comes in where the VC, virtual coins, all that stuff break the internet. What happens to the days of like the original Xbox, where everybody, you know, brought a TV in, console, the landmine parties, and a friend actually coming over to play NBA Live for hours and eating Hot Pocket and Dunkaroos and drinking Capri Suns. You know, don't get me wrong, man. Games look amazing now, you know, and they just don't hit the same. I don't know what it is. You know, why do you think, you know, you play games now? Is it to relax, or is it to just have fun, or is it to escape the real world and go into the virtual world of video games? You know, feel free to leave your comments below and tell me what you think. You know, we appreciate the art more of true gaming if we left it and came back, you think, and pick it back up. You know, they said the average gamer is 35 years old now, and back in the day we had Game Boy, Atari Lynx, and when I showed my oldest the Game Boy, she just looked at me and said, "Dad, is this a calculator?" She didn't really understand what it was, and I told her, just like you play your Nintendo Switch, this was the equivalent back in the day. Actually, you know, this was like a Sega Nomad or Game Gear. This was the equivalent, more of the Nomad, because you could play Genesis games on it. You could it's like a handheld or whatever. So, and she looks at me and she goes, "Well, Dad, this looks like a calculator. Why didn't you just play this phone? Why didn't you just play these games on your phone?" And I'm like, trying to explain to her, back in the days we had these type of phones. You know, we had the Razr, these Sidekicks, which was like prevalent, be new, but these Nokia phones, you know, those actually looked at like what would you call the calculator, pretty much little graphics with a green screen or a blue screen. And see, she didn't realize that y'all have it good because we didn't have what they have now. Everything is updated, everything is so much nicer now, but everything back then felt more, it's like we used our imaginations to put it at a place, and then our imagination took us to big expectations. You know, when we play games like Zelda, and it was flat based, it wasn't any like 3D graphics crazy like it is now, you know. And you know, and it's kind of like, where do we go now? Do we actually play games for fun, or is it kind of like, I'm sick of playing these games? And now you have a whole market of retro games that people go back and then they relive, and they say, "Oh man, I relived this when I was a kid. I can go back and play this. You know, I can go play this, I can play that." And these games are actually, you know, actually pretty decent. And then you have some people that go, "Well, those games back in the day were looking like, I'd rather play the newer games because of the visuals." But what do you guys think, man? You leave your comments down below, man. And so games like Cyberpunk 2077 with the Phantom Liberty DLC, I'm actually enjoying this game, But I had to look at it and I said, hey man, this game looks amazing. And it's one of those newer games now, let's be honest. On my Xbox Series X, I had stopped playing and started playing the older games because we hadn't had that AAA title like the Spider-Man and the God of War that PlayStation has. And I'm trying to find that spot. I'm like, yo, when are we gonna have something other than Halo Infinite and me playing the medium? I haven't really had this experience. Like this Cyberpunk is actually maybe like the best experience since I've had my Series X, far as an open world game where it just looks amazing. You know, first person and third person, man. The weapons, the mechanics, and the nightlife, like the lighting, it looks somewhat of a next gen game now. So guys, y'all leave y'all comments below, man. I just wanted to make a quick video about this. You know, would you rather play retro games or would you rather play new games in the day and time that we are now? You know, this is the internet. You know, it's easy for you to just go download a game and just play it rather than going to the store, which they're really shutting down a lot of stores. Some mom and pop stores are open. You know, shout out to the mom and pop stores with retro games in it. Now GameStop is pretty much, you don't even have to go to GameStop. The only way you would really go to GameStop is to buy a new console like a PS5 and Xbox Series X. But all the games on the shelf is pretty much in your dashboard on your PS5 or your Series X or S or your digital PS5, and you can pretty much download the game, you know, straight from the system like that. Or other than if you like action figures like me, you could go to GameStop, they got new action figures, or you can go to Walmart for that. But is it really a reason for GameStop like it was electronics boutiques and FYI stores and Sam Goody and places that actually sold video games? Like, is it really, you know, a need for GameStop now? Alright guys, you leave your comments down below. It's been your boy Sintel NBA Live Man signing off. I'll be back with you with another one. Later. Doggy dog.